ended up going and right out to the San Francisco Bay, and I watched the sunrise there and did some, like, the most beautiful sun gazing in my life. And it was the perfect moment. So what I basically did is I basically let the voice recorder going when I got there. Warmwater Cove Park this way, Pier 52 that way, Bayview Gateway that way, Heron's Head. There's the map. And zoom in. Boom. You are here. Warmwater Cove Park. Welcome to San Francisco. Morning. Check out the size of those battleships right there. It's the real deal. That's the sunrise coming at us. I'm gonna basically make the video as to what happened next. You won't want to miss it because I had I'd say a out-of-body experience in the conversation that I had with someone out there as the sun was rising, and I gave him a talk from a much higher place than myself. So you won't want to miss it. That one's coming too, okay? Much love. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful. And I'll tell you, that's exactly why I'm here and why I've come, because people are, you bring up a really good point about the chemtrails, and it's really about why do they do it? And I believe it's part of the reason because they want to keep our power down as a people. But really, at the end of the day, what can we do about it? Well, I mean, that's really the answer that most people would have, is what you're saying is nothing. And I understand that. I'm empathetic about that, because I was in your shoes. I felt like there was nothing I could do. And I'll tell you what, I actually, in 2012, I was so mad about it that it consumed me. And I'd done so much research into discovering the power that these people had in trying to hold us down. And I said, you know what? I have to let this go, because there's nothing I can do about it. In 2012, I really had to shut off the news. I had to shut off the radio. I had to shut off the TV. I had to close all the websites down that I was attached to. And I said, you know what? There's nothing I can do. I need to move on with my life. And this is doing no good for me other than making me mad. I was mad. And that brought me into a long search, a long quest of self-discovery up until this point. And here we are 6 years later. And after 6 years, I did find out what we can do. And I'm living proof of that now. Living proof of what we can do to rise up as a people and humanity. And it really comes down to going back into the basics, into nature, like things like you're doing right now. Being here. Being still, being quiet. Opening up our minds, opening up our hearts, and listening to the silence around us. And observing the power that we have right in front of us. It's called the sun.
And
meditating with the sun. As the sun comes up every day, we have 1 hour window where we can look directly at it. And by looking at it, like I am now, I built up a tolerance to looking at it and seeing it. Not the water, the beautiful sights across the bay, or the chemtrails, but looking directly at the light. And that light actually comes into my eyes, and it goes into the back of my head and inside my skull, and it expands my third eye. And I've worked up to taking it up to a 15-minute and now even 16-minute level where I can look directly at it. Most people would go blind if they saw that. But I've worked up to that level, and that's really the beginning of taking the power back, of doing what the ancients did, which is something called sun gazing. And it's a power that eventually many people have been able to wean themselves off of eating food by looking at the sun. They don't need food anymore. My hunger's actually gone down as I've been able to work up to leveraging the power of the sun, almost like a photosynthesis energy. A lot of people are struggling with weight and getting in shape. They have all this food cravings and they're out of shape and they're struggling with that. And this is a way to then bring down the hunger and get the power back to ourselves by taking control of our stomach, because our stomach, I believe, is got the hold of us. People are going out there trying to eat and find comfort in food. And food isn't the answer.
So it's more like solar health.
Solar health is the answer.
Or solar energy.
Solar energy. And it's for the body. Right. And the sun is there for us, and it's ready for us every morning. But we only have a 1 hour window. After the 1 hour, it's too bright and it will burn us. Right. It will hurt us. But we have this short window in the morning, as it comes up over the bay, to look at it. And as we look right at it, the power comes right into our eyes and into our soul, and gives us like a feeling of joy and an overwhelming satisfaction that is indescribable in words, can only be experienced through doing it. And it is something that people did thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. It's within our DNA. It's actually known in ancient scriptures. If you go into caves and you study what they did inside of caves, you could see, you may even have read books as a kid that you saw people looking at the sun, and the sun had a face on it. The sun had a happy face. Do you remember that? And that sun had a happy face because it has that happy face, because those people were looking at the sun. And when you work up to it enough time, you can actually see that it's smiling at you. And it's not some illusion or some fantasy. It really is. And I'm getting to that point of mastery. One of the few people on this earth. And now I can bring this out to the world, because we have this power. And as more people surround and do this practice and take the power back of themselves, there's nothing they can do to spray anything that they want on us, because the sun heals all. The sun heals all. The plants go sad in the wintertime, and they turn brown when the sun's not out. But when the sun comes out in the spring, the plants come green again and the flowers bloom. And because the plants don't get a chance to eat food though. They don't get any food. They get water, but they don't get food, but they still become beautiful just naturally from the sun. And it's just as powerful for us, but we just don't know how to do it. We don't know how to leverage the power that the plants have, because we've been taught that the sun will burn us. We'll go blind from the sun. It's dangerous. And there's a lot of truth in that. If it's noon and we're trying to look at the sun, we'll go blind. But if the very first time in the morning when it comes up, we can look directly at it and build up a tolerance to it and take in the energy just like the plants do. This is the power that has been given to us. And humanity has not been ready to hear this up until now.
Neither has man.
Man has not been ready to hear this. They've not, we've been at a point where we weren't ready. We weren't ready. But now that we know, like you said, these lies that we've been told, like those chemtrails over there are to stop terrorists. Right. Well, but we already know that they've never caught a terrorist, that TSA has never caught one terrorist. Not one. Never caught one. So we know that's a lie. I mean, we're clear about that now. The truth is right before us. We can see it's a lie. So we're now ready to see that this is truth, and the sun is powerful. And then we don't need sunglasses, and we don't need any sunblock to block it out.
I think at the very end, when all humankind is gone, the sun will still be out there.
The sun's still going to be blazing, man. It's not going anywhere. You got to realize the sun is in charge. All the planets, including the Earth, we all revolve and thrive around the sun. Nobody comes around without the sun.
Right.
All the planets circulate in exact proximity somehow, revolving with the sun through the solar system. But the sun's the boss.
Right.
The sun is in charge. It is the healer. It's the light. This is the power that's been given to me that I can help now to bring out to mankind and the world and shed light.
The power of healing.
It's the power of healing. It's the power of healing. And any sickness that one has, any illness, any pains, any fears, any disease can be healed by the sun naturally. There's no reason to have fear once you build up enough energy from the sun, because you become at a meditative state. It's a state of pure enlightenment that the Buddha once called enlightenment. Enlightenment is the completely being in absolute pure bliss in the present moment, in one with the sun, in harmony with the sun and with others around us, and lacking of any judgment or any fear. And fear goes away. And a lot of people are scared. They're scared about what someone else is going to do, or scared about not being able to make the next paycheck or bill. But once you attach to the sun energy, fear goes away and all is provided for. You have nothing else to fear, nothing else to worry about, because it's all taken care of. Because the biggest fear that we have is, are we going to have enough money to get food one day? What if something happens and I can't get food? Well, guess what? People have lived and been studied under NASA, under science, and published for not eating for over 200 days by living off of sun energy and pure water alone.
Wow.
That's it. That has happened. That is not speculation. The studies have been done. It's been documented by NASA, research, science. It is done. It's true. It happened. So we know that is possible. That gives us hope to think that, wow, one day I may not need to worry about paying for food, because I could thrive off the sun.
See, NASA is still trying to discover if Mars really does have life on it.
Well, there's a lot of things that are trying to be discovered. And one thing is for sure is that we've been given a power to just use and leverage the power of the sun, just from what it's giving to us every day as it comes up or before it sets at night, within 1 hour. And by doing that, within 9 months, can be completely healed. And it costs nothing.